Hey guys, SeanB. Today I want to share my guide to the Spiritual Realm B10 speed team, and we are running about 32 to like 40-second average, very fast. And this is probably the easiest dungeon in this new update because the Abyss dungeon are kind of hard, but this one not so much, and you might want to farm the seal rune. So this is my team so far, and I'll share different unit you can use as well. As you can see, I'm using Seek the Fire Hellhound because they provide the crit rate buff for the team. So with the critical rate buff and you being a fire unit, you will crit all the time and do very good damage and land your debuff. The biggest thing about the boss is not her asset, but that if you don't crit, you will not land your defense break, and then the run will be much longer. So you need to crit to land your defense break. That's why I'm using Seek. We are on a Swift Blade build. He's only here to buff, and his AI is not too bad. Not the perfect AI that I really want, but not too bad. For the defense breaker, I'll be using Shaina. She can provide damage and she defense break with her passive. I also have a will set on her. She's on speed, crit damage, and attack with some accuracy with a focus set. And I also have a shield set on a star on Fatal Shield. And she's just your typical star. I don't have max crit rate right here, but I don't really have to. The boss actually allows you to have 5% more crit rate per beneficial effect. So with shield and will, my Shaina will gain 10% more crit rate. And then being fire, she'll gain another 15 because of the elemental advantage. So let's say I have no buff on the dog, I can still defense break the boss somewhat reliably. My Vert is using the typical damage build, attack, crit damage, and attack here, but he needs to be faster. I noticed that he didn't move after my entire team has moved. So I made him a little bit faster so that I can give him a turn in the boss stage. Rogue is on a violent build, speed, good damage, and attack, violent blade, and he's there to provide defense break and also do some damage. Alright, let's go for a standard run here. We have Shaina prepping for the team. If she AoE, then the team will clear the trash away faster, but Shaina AI is not that perfect. So she's only here for the defense break, and I really need the defense break. The mid boss is actually decently tanky, but as long as your team can take all their turn and we land the defense break, is not really a problem. A star is really good for Trash Wave with AoE damage follow-up as well, and her skill 2 is great for the boss. So defense break land, we have our buff, and we should be able to clear the boss no problem at all. Even Seek is doing very good damage. Oh, the left tower could cleanse the defense break, so it takes a little bit longer, but no problem at all, because if we have fire, the boss doesn't really do much damage to us. And if you have shield on your team, it's going to be very safe as well. If you don't have Shaina, what do? I think Fire Panda is going to be a great replacement because he has skill 1 that can defense break, skill 3 can do very good damage and provide many debuff, and because the boss can AoE debuff you, the skill 2 can be useful as well. So if you don't have Shaina and you want a safer option, I think Zhongfei is going to be decent. If you don't have a star, you can also try using Naomi. Her passive allows her to crit the boss as long as there is a debuff on the boss. Okay, you don't even need any buff for her to land critical hit because of her passive. As long as you land the defense break on the boss, it's gonna be just fine. So this team will be 100% free to play, and I can assure you it's gonna run very safe as well, because you bring in healer and you bring in more defense break, more consistent defense break, and even more debuff as well. So there's going to be no problem for this team to absolutely crush the dungeon. But the team will be a little bit slow because you are now doing a bit less damage. A star do more damage than Naomi, in my opinion, with the passive. And Naomi, even though she's very consistent at doing the damage, she is not going to do like explosive damage. And also a star allows you to clear the trash away faster with the potential AoE damage. Oh, we don't land defense break. We land defense break, and now we can do very good damage. And because they are debuff on the boss, it'll be severely weaker. Okay, just kidding. The thing cleanse it anyway. Unbelievable. I wish the panda not use skill 3, okay, and just use skill 1, and then you land defense break, and then you're good to go. So with this, you can also defeat the boss free to play, no problem whatsoever. If you want a different kind of defense break, I think a Jultan can be really good as well. Doesn't have to be on triple revenge, but I will put a crit rate rune on him so that he will land his defense break more consistently. So you don't have to deal with Fire Panda using skill 3, and that's kind of stupid. So Jultan can also land good defense break, but because he's not fire, and then you might not get the buff from the Seek in time, then he may not provide the turn one defense break as consistent as Shaina, but not many people have a Shaina ready or you just don't want to use Shaina for whatever reason. Then I think this guy is going to be a decent option as well. For the Naomi slot, the damage dealer slot, there are so many different options to choose from. Okay, it doesn't have to be Naomi. It doesn't have to be a star. Any fire damage dealer, I think, can be really, really good for this. Oh god. Okay, with the defense break right there. Jultan is not very good at doing the defense break, but he is an option, and if you build max crit rate on him, better chance for him to land the defense break. So this team can also work. I think Gene can be a very good option as well, and he has bonus crit rate in his skill, which means you can build even less crit rate on this guy, and I think he will crit all the time on this boss. And that is absolutely awesome because he's one of my favorite units in the game. And he does some insane damage. Okay, we missed every single thing over there. I want to see him just absolutely destroy this boss with some massive damage. And that's going to be incredible. But I think a star is just going to be the best option for sure because she just does AoE damage in this trash wave here. Because Shaina doesn't do AoE damage all the time, but with the Raok team up, a star would do AoE damage and just clean the trash wave way too fast. Okay? But I'm so curious on the damage when we hit the boss. Come on, we got the defense break and the buff. 50k, 50. Oh, if he's skill 2, I think we can do like double that amount. And if I have more damage on Seek, I think it's going to be incredible as well. But now I have like just leftover Swift Rune on Seek just for the buff. And it's already doing so well. So is it very good to farm this dungeon? I'm not exactly sure because this rune is mainly going to be on your turn 1 unit or maybe some revenge like support unit that you can potentially land your seal on the enemy team. Oh my god. I just got almost perfect triple roll. That is absolutely crazy. So is this rune a very, very good rune to farm? Beside the fight rune, the determination rune that you don't really need anymore, I think if you farm this dungeon, you are mainly looking for like 2 things. First, it's going to be fight rune for your speed clear team in the future. And it's going to be this new rune over here. While I'll be farming this, I think I'll be trying a little bit in this dungeon to see how many good seal rune I can get and what kind of seal unit that I'll be using, especially in, let's say, Siege. You want, maybe in the long fight, you want like Destroy Seal, for example, to seal away enemy violent procs. Or I want Seal Rune for my turn 1 unit in RTA, for example, my Gianna, to be on Swift Swift Seal. And then she can seal away enemy violent proc so that it can not proc out of my turn 1 strip stun. And I think that's going to be incredible as well. So I think this might be a good dungeon to farm because Abyss Dragon and Abyss Giants take way too long to farm right now. It's just not good for me just yet, or just not good in general because it takes like, I don't know, a minute 30 for like a save team, and that is just not fun. Oh my god, I did like bad damage because he landed Oblivion on me. Anyway, I'll be farming Seal Rune, and I'll be trying out Seal Rune as well. Hopefully it's going to be absolutely amazing for my RTA performance, but I think it's going to take a while for us to actually get a good couple Seal Rune if I want to use it on my RTA unit for my turn 1 strip, because I need that quad speed roll or triple speed roll for it to be useful. And the rest of the runes in this dungeon are not really good. Determination is not good anymore, and I don't really need good fight rune as well. So I'm not sure if I want to use any of the runes from this dungeon besides this one. Is using Lushen worth it? After trying it out, I don't think it's really worth it. Even though you are clearing the trash wave really fast, it's a little bit hard to guarantee the final boss outcome because landing the defense break is a little bit RNG because of the crit thing. And then it's not guaranteed to get the AoE to clear the trash wave in the first place. And then you will mess up your attack buff and defense break order and all that stuff. Like if you don't get the defense break, then the Lushen there is not a good thing anymore. And it might make you lose the entire run. Because right now, without the vert is not good. So I don't really like using Lushen here because I can't really guarantee the boss stage outcome due to the passive that she has. So even though Lushen might give me like a 30-second run, I think it's definitely not worth it because the other team clear 100% and it's like 35 to 40 seconds. It's not really that much slower. So I'm not a huge fan of using Lushen. And you have to prepare for the Abyss stage of this as well. So I think just using the vert here instead of Lushen and a combination of some damage dealer here is just way better. So that's pretty much it. If you have any question about this team, let me know down below and I'll try my best to clear the question for you. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.